Hello, I am ZHAO Chuang. Let's draw the hindlimbs of Lufengosaurus. When drawing the hindlimbs of Lufengosaurus, we will focus on the feet. The feet of this type of dinosaur are distinctive. Like most primitive sauropodomorph dinosaurs, its feet had 5 toes, but the last toe was quite vestigial and became very small, which might have been wrapped in skin when it was alive. Therefore, like theropods, only 4 toes were visible. Of course, these 4 toes were generally pretty developed, especially its first toe. Although the first toe was shorter than others, it had a sharp claw. The inner claws were large, getting smaller toward the outside. This is also an interesting feature of this dinosaur. Its feet were relatively thick, and all 4 toes touched the ground while walking. Now, let's get started. We begin with the calf. There were relatively developed muscles on the upper part of the calf. Then, we draw its ankle. The following downward curved part would be the sole of its foot. In dinosaurs, this structure is called the metatarsus, equivalent to the sole of the human foot. Then, draw its toes. When walking, all 4 toes were on the ground. Start drawing the details from the 2 at the rear. The outermost one should be shorter, and the one next to it should be longer. Then, draw its toe pads. Its second toe, the pads of the second toe. Then comes the first toe. Although the first toe was relatively short, its toenail was large and tilted upward to form a large hook. The 5th toe had degenerated and wrapped inside skin and flesh, but we can still see a little trace of it. Add some folds at its ankle. These curved parts can have folds like this. Draw a blood vessel groove on the side of the toenails. This groove supplied oxygen to the toenail, a structure that accommodated blood vessels. Add some shading to give the foot a contact with the ground, making it look more three-dimensional. Then, the blood groove on the first toe. We can add some scratches to make the toenails look worn out in the wild. Then, on the dorsal side of its toes, we can draw some relatively large scales. Although we currently have no clear fossil evidence for this structure, we can shape it with the same structure, based on close relatives of dinosaurs such as birds or crocodiles. We add a slight shading between the toes, and some large scales on the instep. These scales can be drawn very long, extending upward row by row. On the lateral side, we can add a little shadow to make this entire leg look fuller. Add more shading between the toes. Good. Like this, we finished drawing this hindlimb of Lufengosaurus.